This decades-long process of an ever closer economic relationship with the United States is now over. The jobs of workers in our industries most affected by the U.S. tariffs in autos and steel and lumber are under threat. And our businesses are holding back investments restrained by the pall of uncertainty that's hanging over all of us. Our relationship with the United States will never again be the same as it was.
So those are, pretty ominous words from the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, and he might be wrong. I mean, if we get rational president back in, they can theoretically take away all these tariffs, establish a trading relationship with Canada, but he's implying that maybe not. And there is a reason to think that once it's gone, it can't come back, because they're saying they're going to double their non-U.S. exports because they can't rely on the U.S. So this is not a thing of rhetoric. They're going to be selling their products elsewhere in the world. And once they set up those relationships with India and China, it looks like are going to be the two main beneficiaries of that. Well, what is like President Gavin Newsom just going to be like, hey, could you please sell us some stuff again? Maybe, and maybe that'll work, but maybe they'll like the business relationship they have with these other countries that are less chaotic more. And by the way, this is a big change for them, because as of right now, or at least previous to the tariffs, 75% of their exports went to the US. That they're very reliant on us to buy those products, and we're also reliant on them for the products. But once that changes, then they're not going to be relying on us anymore. Maybe we'll end up at 50%, maybe we'll end up at 25%. I don't know, but it's a big difference from one of our main trading partners. And we're covering the effect that it has on trade. In terms of tourism also, as I'm sure you know, they're not coming here nearly as much as they were before. Canadian visitors by land plunged 31% so far this year. Air travel is down 13%. We've heard a lot about the effect that's had on Vegas specifically, but the relationship has been hurt. And yes, it's hurting Canada in some ways, but it's also hurting America and its businesses. The businesses that sell Canadian exports, and also those American businesses that try to sell to Canada. Both of them are hurting thanks to Donald Trump's trade policies. By the way, let me just, I know that I'm going out of order, I apologize to the TD, but one industry in particular that's been really affected, exports of American spirits to Canada went down 85% in the second quarter. It turns out they can just choose to boycott our alcohol, and that is a very big deal. And in particular for a number of red states. Viviana, what do you make of all this?
I do think that this damage is irreparable. And what's sad about it is not just Canada not having faith in the Trump administration, it's now lost faith in the American people. Because not only did we vote this into power, we've also not stood up to it. We're not fighting against it. We're not fighting for the relationship with our neighbors from the north or from the south or all around the globe. We're letting this happen. We are complicit as American people. So even if there is a new president, Gavin Newsom, AOC, whoever happens to be in office, it's not gonna be the same, because they're gonna know this could happen again.
Yeah, 100%, and they're gonna be worried about it. That maybe if Vance doesn't win, maybe he wins in 4 years, or maybe President Tucker Carlson. Like, they now know that unless, with the end of Trump, assuming he ends, MAGA also dies and the Republican Party, becomes sane again, they always have to be worried that this could come back in again. And I would be worried about that if I was them.